So it's another week. It's another week of safe at home, stay at home, quarantine. And ladies and gentlemen, Bill is working on his quarantine beard.
Well, I thought I would I have been clean shaven this year for the most part because I had a Van Dyke for a long time. The mustache and that's a Van Dyke. It's not a goatee or a goatee. That would be just this. But I had the Van Dyke and then I just went clean shaven. And then when this started, and I'm not going out, I'm not going to recording studios or seeing anybody out. So I just said, you know what? I'll just let this go. I'm trimming under here to give it a little definition just to see what it looks like.
What's the longest your beard has ever been?
No,
I
I don't.
known you for a long
I
time.
had grown it when I was younger. I grew one,
Yeah.
but I never grew it like long, half inch. No, I mean not. I'm not one of these, Santa Claus beard guys.
So you couldn't be a Duck Dynasty guy or
No.
Grizzly Adams or anything.
No.
Yeah, my wife's dad had he had a Duck Dynasty beard before it was cool, and he wore it pretty epically. But I don't know, about a month in, and I'm just good. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean I can trim it up, and then when we go to the beach or summertime gets here in full swing, and we're out, I'm getting some sun on the grape. I'll just take the clippers, take the guard off, but put it on the longest setting with no guard, and I'll buzz my face and my head all the same length.
There you go.
So this, for example, the coronavirus, if people can't get their hair done or their hair cut and they're flipping out, this is not bothering me at all because if I wanted to, I would just cut my own.
Well, there you go.
I am low maintenance that way.
You can get a Flowbee. You remember
that?
Get
a Flowbee. Speaking, it was used on me. My morning show partner cut my hair one morning with the Flowbee. It didn't look any different than it normally did. There's never been a lot of style to my hair. We'll put it that way. Speaking of the virus,
yes.
I had to go to the post office, local post office this morning. Two ladies were standing in front of the door. You could not help but violate the 6-foot distance rule. They were both standing there, like blocking the door, just chatting away while they wore their masks. So they were protecting themselves, but everybody else had to go around them. These, by the way, I'm just going to let you know, these masks, proudly sewn in the great state of Texas by my sister-in-law's sister. So I may wear the pink one and give the other one to my wife to use, but it's sort of a black and gray camo, which I'm into. And so I've been wearing that out of that one I was wearing last week, the kind of the neck gaiter.
Yeah.
I just pull that up over my face. By the way, also another side note, I realized for my friends and family who have severe OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, I've just noticed that I'm not centered.
You're not centered.
In the window behind me. And this must be absolutely
you are not centered.
Driving you crazy, and that's why I'm doing it. So I'm a little over here.
I'm Kevin, and you're.
Have we started yet? Are we on?
We've been going. Yeah.
Okay. I'm Bill. He's Kevin.
It was really bothering me this past week that we didn't have like an official, highly produced open, and I know we talked about people submitting some stuff like that. We actually had a lady that submitted one this week, and I had some issues. She was great, but I just couldn't download it.
You had some issues.
So I had some issues. So we do love your comments. Make sure you're dropping them in the show, saying hi, where you're from, what do you think about the show too. But I want to show. Bill has not seen this. I'm like giddy excited. I worked on this today.
Don't oversell it.
We're talking about. Well, I've got to.
Don't oversell it. Don't tell people
you'll understand. So here we go. Our brand new open. Roll it.
I think I like it, Kevin. I like it.
I cracked myself up with the guy fighting at the end. Oh,
yeah.
You know what? I tell you what. You know what? We're going to run it one more time.
We're just using the
And he's
miracle.
improving. I hope improving of my open. Thank you, Ann. Yes.
Using the miracle of the internet to amuse ourselves.
But anyway, this is Two Guys Talking About, and we are live on YouTube and Facebook, as we are every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. We'd love to have you join us. If you're watching this on the replay, just pop in. You can still comment, and we do our best to introduce every comment. Do you have to go to the restroom? I think it's the
no, Uncle Kevin, I got something for show and tell. When we can do show and tell, I got something I want to show you.
You want to do it now?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you like to see it now? I've been doing some yard work today out there mowing the lawn. Got a riding lawnmower. I've had it for like 25 years. It's a beast. And I just get out there and I do my best thinking on the riding lawnmower. And I want to hasten to add, I am absolutely undefeated while riding my lawnmower in imaginary arguments. I have never lost an imaginary argument with someone while I'm on the mower. It's amazing. Anyway, here's my show and tell. I was wearing these shorts today work shorts in the yard. Now, check these out.
Very nice.
Look, now, for me, if you're a guy and you're looking at these, you might be saying, hey, they got a couple of more years in them.
Yeah, they got a lot of life in those pants.
They got a couple more years. Any woman watching this is probably saying, burn them now.
Yeah,
don't you think? Seriously, I mean, they've got some. Now, sometimes I will, when I'm putting them on, I'll put my leg through this rip and they fit funny. But they still got some life, and they got all kinds of pockets.
It's funny.
They're ventilated. They're cool in the summer.
I bet they are ventilated.
This is just the difference in the, men are from Mars, women are from Venus thing.
Yeah.
I think most guys I know would say, hey, cool, man. They, they're well worn. They're comfy. And women are like, what on earth are you? Get rid of those.
Yeah. So if you're watching this, let us know in the comments what you think about Bill's pants, his ventilated pants. Yeah, but the funny thing is you're holding them up. I'm like, dude, those are perfect. There's nothing wrong with those.
Why wear a good pair if you're out working in the yard and
So Bill, have you? I don't know if anybody else has seen this out here. One of the things I want to share with you, a couple of weird things that have been happening because of the quarantine. But check this thing out. Okay. Look at this. It's called the Quarantine Pillow Challenge. Check this out. It's actually people way too bored. By the way, this is all G-rated. Putting pillows on. Look at this. This is the thing.
Are there guys?
No, but watch this. No.
Okay.
But somebody had a little fun here. There we go. There's a drinker. You ready? That's not it. Here we go. That's not it. Here we go. There we go. We got the cat. My favorite one, though. That is look, it's like, so I would love to know if anybody out there wants to see Bill doing the pillow challenge, and just to make sure we're kind of on the same page. It'd be something like that, or maybe
I don't think there's a pillow big enough. I mean, you got to have a pretty good size.
The key is making sure that you're fully covered. So, but something else I saw, and I would love to know if anybody has seen this out there. So we were talking about masks earlier. Hold up your mask. Mine's in my truck that you were talking about.
Look at these.
Yeah, we got those.
We got the ties on the top and on the bottom.
Yep. Yep. There we go. We got that. And I've got one. So my wife made actually some, and we gave a couple away to a friend yesterday. He and his wife were getting ready to head to the hospital. We had a bunch made, and so she made me one with superheroes on it or something like that. And it feels really weird. I've only gone out a couple of stores, but it's just weird to walk around with it, And let us know what you think. I mean, have you been out? Are you wearing a mask? What do you feel like? Do you have anything creative?
Kevin, I dig it. In fact, after this is all over, I'm going to still wear the mask.
Just for the heck of it?
Just for the heck of it.
I've seen people driving with them, though. And it's like, I don't think you need them when you're driving.
It's okay.
Well, there's a lady that let me show you this now. This is I will have to give her kudos for this. So this lady's named Kelly Hogan Painter.
Yeah.
And the story is she had to go to the store to get some groceries. And she didn't really have a mask. Well, I'll let her explain it.
Okay. Now, I don't know if everybody at home could hear that. I could not hear a thing she said. I'm just
You
being
couldn't
honest.
hear it?
Couldn't hear it.
Oh.
But
Well,
by your response, it had to be funny. So
can't hear. Yeah, Dave, sorry about that. Can't hear. So the funny thing is, she was talking about. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll link that in the comments on both our.
Kevin's having issues. Kevin's having issues.
But she basically had to go to the store, had to get some groceries. She didn't have anything to wear, so she put her kids' Buzz Lightyear helmet on, which I heard the store wasn't they didn't find it that funny, but it's like when she hits the button and it's like loved it.
But you went to the grocery store?
Yeah.
Food Line and beyond.
Well, it's like, why not have a sense of humor about it?
I think that's one of the beauties that we talked about this last week, that John Krasinski, Some Good News, his YouTube channel.
Yes.
They've been like 15 minutes a piece. There's 3 of them now, but people are being so creative. Their senses of humor and comedy have been to the 10th degree.
Yeah.
Again, the combinations of creativity and humor and just courage, the stories that he shares.
Yeah.
Man, he's one of my heroes now.
Yeah. And I never really got into The Office that much. I probably ought to go back and rewatch it. But I saw his interview with Steve Carell, and it was really good. It was really good, and they were talking about the last episode and stuff like that. And evidently that was his first job, his first real acting job.
Yeah, we've gotten on board with that on Netflix like everybody else. I'm not going to watch Tiger King. I'm not going to watch a nanosecond of Tiger King. There's too much good stuff on there. So we've gotten on board with watching The Office. We're in season 2 now, and we just finished up both seasons of a great show. I like it because it's about 2 old guys dealing with getting older. So I kind of relate to what they're talking about, even though they're a little older than I am. It's called the Kaminsky Method with Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin.
I saw that. Is that good?
It's brilliant.
Yeah. We I think we've talked about this before, but we cut the cord a long time ago, and I actually enjoy just finding these gems. We stumbled upon, and maybe we ought to do a future show on this. If anybody has any ideas or wants us to talk about, like, some of the things that we've watched and how we watch TV, and throw some things out there. But we stumbled upon this app called Pluto TV. And it turns out it's owned by CBS, so it's all reruns of things. But as somebody told me once, if you've never seen it, it's not a rerun.
That's right.
Tons of stuff. Now it's everything has commercials in it and stuff like that, so you get a lot of the same commercials over and over. But there's this Old House episodes. There's James Bond movies. There's Fear Factor. You remember that? Just tons of stuff. And there's on-demand things, so you can start and stop when you want. And then there's just channels. And Pluto TV, very surprised. And it's one of those at night. Don't really want to get into something, just flip over and let it go. So
sounds cool. Last night, my wife Marianne suggested it was on our radar for a long time, and then we forgot about it, like you do. The Tom Hanks movie, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Very good.
About Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. The
Loved it.
documentary is phenomenal.
Got to see the documentary too. Would you be my neighbor? I want to see that.
Yeah, I would. Thank you for asking. But yeah, the documentary is so good. So, but let us know in the comments how you're doing during the quarantine, especially if you have a creative mask. We'd like to hear that. Hear about that. And we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So there's a funny story, but then we want to talk a little bit about something Bill has launched since we last spoke. Do you want to do that? You want to talk about that now, or you want to?
I can wait.
Fighter
I can wait. I'm waiting to see what you're going to do.
So there's a story out of New Zealand. I would not share this if it turned out poorly, because it would just be bad. But here's the story: is that this gentleman, who evidently does not want his face to be shown, I didn't block him out, went on a fighter jet, 62 years old, went flying in a, what does it say, $126 million fighter jet. There it is right there. Well, it seems like he got a little nervous as they were taking the G thing, and so he reached down. He reached down to stable himself, but unfortunately he grabbed the ejection handle and was ejected out. And from what I understand, not too long into the flight, not only ejected out, but his helmet came off, and he finally landed, and he's alive and has bruises and stuff like that. But I thought, oh my word! So I didn't want to give away the punchline, but there it is. I don't know what this means. Pincher thrown from fighter jet after accidentally grabbing the ejector seat handle. I think the article even said that he didn't even want to go that badly. Wow.
That is not the way to leave a plane. That is not the way to leave a plane.
We have a very special treat though today for you. Talking about now, I'm going to allow Bill. I'm going to turn this off for a second. I'm going to allow Bill to set this up, but it seems like Bill also flew in a fighter jet once.
Yes, I did. Years ago when I was doing morning radio in Raleigh, WREL FM, and we would go out and about in the mornings, do little remote broadcasts somewhere, and sometimes Navy recruiters would come by. And I always told them, it's like, hey, if you guys ever have a media ride in one of the Blue Angels, I would love to do that. And so the day came and they nominated me to do it, and I had to go get a physical, and I had to promise that I was a good swimmer. So I'm not really a good swimmer. And so anyway, just to go on this flight, and went down to Cherry Point, and I was the third of three media types to fly. And on the way down there, we stopped in Clayton, where I had Bojangles biscuits, French fries, and a big iced tea. So I went down there. We got the brief, signed all kinds of forms, releasing them of any wrongdoing forms. And then I was going to be, so I had lunch. So I had another chicken sandwich, some more French fries, and a big iced tea.
This is all before you were getting ready to go on a fighter jet ride.
Yeah. Well, I was hungry.
Well, now when was this? How long ago was this?
This was 1995, 25 years ago.
So we have a very special clip, and we're not just setting this up. This is actually a clip of Bill on the fighter jet. Is there anything else you want to say before I roll it?
Yeah, they briefed us if they were going to take a lot of G's. The Blue Angels do not wear G suits, and G suits help you keep the blood up in your upper body and in your brain. Otherwise, the blood will drain from your brain and you'll pass out. And they teach you a technique called hooking, where you tighten your abs and you go hook, 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 and it keeps your blood from going down into your lower extremities. That's how you do it in theory.
In theory.
So I knew the theory, but I wasn't too good at doing it. So this is when I'd flown it. I had given me the stick. I had done a loop like this. I had done a barrel roll like this. He flew me upside down and just hung me upside down in the jet to where you're feeling negative G's. All the blood's going to your head. And the ground is 30,000 feet below you.
So here we go.
I can take you back and show a minimum radius turn, an IG turn. You want to see that?
Yep.
Okay. I got it back.
You got the stick, by the way.
I got it.
All right.
I'm going to start heading back toward that center point. Then I'm going to get on the G.
I thought you just did.
I'm sorry.
I thought you just did.
Oh, I got on a little bit. You can see we pulled about the 6 Gs in the pull up.
Right.
This time we're going to hit about 7.5 to 7 on this. And our lead solo does the 7.5 Gs throughout. Well, I'm going to hit about 7 to 7.5 through about 180 degrees of turn.
All right.
Then I'm going to let up on it a little bit as I finish out the roll. Okay.
Altitude. Altitude.
You can see our little runway up here straight in front of us.
Right.
Now he does this down at about 200 feet. I'm going to be doing it at about 2,000 feet. Are you ready?
Ready?
Okay, here we go.
Oh, pull it.
Hey, Bill, how you feeling?
I think I'm going.
Hey, Bill,
Hey,
you're back, brother.
sorry.
You're back in an airplane. How you feeling?
Oh, I was going. I didn't hook it hard enough, I don't guess.
You got to get after it on that one.
Oh, man.
Are you back with me completely?
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're in the back seat of an F-18 Hornet,
I'm with you.
Blue Angel 7. We just finished a 7.5 G turn.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
What that
That-
was he turned the plane. He's like this, and then he turned the plane like this and turned it around. So we were being shoved through the bottom of the plane at 7.5 Gs with no G suit. And yeah, I went night, man. I've never passed out before or after.
so you didn't
before-
remember any of that?
I remember, I came to and I saw this stick and I heard this humming, but I had no idea where I was, who I was, nothing. And then it slowly came back and you feel like you're absolutely beaten up. And then, as I referenced earlier, the chicken sandwiches, the French fries, and the iced tea, they all really wanted to exit, but they did not. I hung on and I made it. I made it all the way to the ground. But those guys, I'm telling you what, they got to be in top shape. You are absolutely beaten up by taking those G's. And that was my second best day. First best day was jumping with the Golden Knights, jumping out of a plane. That was the best.
I love your comment at the end when he says, I think you're back, and you're like, yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah,
Man, yeah, because you could fight it, I guess, but you're going to go, right?
he knew he was going to knock me out. I mean, everybody gets knocked out at that. There's nobody. I can't imagine a civilian having not trained it take 7.5 Gs and not pass out.
Oh man, I am so glad that that you didn't pull the ejector seat like the poor guy in New Zealand.
They told me about that. They showed it to me. There was on the F-18 Hornet. There's a button, and the guy said, "You're not going to need this button, but if you do, this is the button. But you're not going to need it. But if you do, here's the button. But you're not going to need it." He kept saying that, and he said, "If you hear the pilot say eject, 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 on the third one, you hit the button." He said, but you'll never hear him say it the third time because he's going to already be gone.
Well, so then that begs a question that if could he have ejected you if you needed? I mean, like, what if you had passed out? Can he automatically eject you?
That's a good question, Kevin. I don't have I don't have clearance for that
Let's not
information.
figure that out.
I don't know.
So you've been working on a project that we were going to talk about last week, and it was my fault. I totally forgot. So tell us a little bit about what you've been doing as we wrap up today's show.
Well, it's been going on for several months. Actually, last October, I launched a thing called Embrace the Boom, and people say, "What's that mean? Embrace the Boom?" Well, it's about baby boomers. Okay, boomer. I think there is ageism in society. There's definitely ageism in the workforce. I've had many friends, not only in radio, but in other businesses, who are told one day, they're called in typically on a Friday and told by the boss, the typically younger boss, that they're going to go in a different direction. And that means younger and cheaper, typically. So I just believe that if you are if you were born between 1946 and 1964, you are by definition a baby boomer. And I think we still have dreams to dream and goals to set and reach, and that life is still worth living. And so hence the name of my little business I've got started, Embrace the Boom. I've got a website, Bill Jordan, embracetheboom.com. There are direct links to 15 videos of practices that I try to incorporate into my daily life, that when I use them, and note that they are really reminders for me, and I really wish I had known them when I was 16 years old. It would have saved me a lot of hassle and hurt and heartbreak in my life if I had practiced them. But links there, and also linked if you want to get one of them. And I've been selling a few of these this week. They've been kind of taken off a little bit. Embrace the Boom mug. It's not a cup, it's a mug. It's double-sided, and it's big enough so you can read it without your reading glasses. And it's 15 ounces. And it's sturdy. It's for coffee or tea or hot chocolate or hot toddy or whatever you want to put in it. A girl I went to high school with puts her makeup brushes in it. Another guy I know puts paint brushes in it, whatever. But anyway, that's available on the website too. And I'm working on Embrace the Boom in book form.
Excellent.
I'm close to finishing my first draft on that. But really for this, it is a reminder as I start my day in the morning to embrace where I am in life. To embrace the boom, to embrace being a baby boomer, not let society beat me down because I'm getting a little older. That's okay. I've got wisdom that I didn't have when I was younger.
Yeah. I would invite everybody to check it out. Bill's also got his YouTube channel going and the website, and you can put links to all that, right, Bill, down in the comments so everybody can find them.
Do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
And I do voiceover work, and
yeah.
Well, thank you, man. It's a Billy pitch, making a big Billy pitch today.
Well, but the nice thing is too, and this could even be a subject for another show, is that you had this going before the virus hit and kind of changed things, and I know a lot of folks are trying to still figure out, okay, what can I do and what do I need to be doing? So it was nice that you kind of had this going before all this took place.
Yeah. And it's been a little different because for whatever reason, I mean, again, here in the last week or so, the mug sales have picked up. And I don't know, maybe it's just giving people some hope, where they're looking, on the bright side. They're seeing light at the end of the tunnel now. We still need to take this very seriously. We need to take care of ourselves and our loved ones. I mean, I just saw our 2 grandkids this morning. My grandson today is his 13th birthday.
Wow.
I went by the theme, social distancing. I couldn't give him a hug.
Yeah, that's tough.
I couldn't give my granddaughter a hug. This social distancing is hard. And I pointed out the other day on Facebook let's not call it social distancing. Let's call it physical distancing, because we can still be socially engaged.
Yeah.
You can still see somebody at the end of your driveway, your walk through your neighborhood. You can do like we're doing here with technology. You can call. I've had some of the funnest phone calls in the last couple of weeks with just old friends, just reminiscing and laughing and just touching base with each other, checking on each other, making sure everybody's okay. There is some silver lining to what we're going through. I really believe that.
Yeah.
And whenever it ends, I'm really determined to be stronger, lighter, and smarter. And so far, I'm working on all that. And I don't want it to say, for example, I mean, if it ends at the end of April, I don't want to be like, oh man, I meant to clean out my office. Yeah. Oh man, I meant to get organized. Oh man, because right now I know friends who are very busy. In fact, as busy, if not more busy than if they were going to the office. They're working at home, and they've got kids at home, and their spouses at home, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've got some downtime. So if you've got some time, please make a use of it. And I hate, everybody, to each his own. But the thought of sitting on my couch, lying on my couch and just watching Netflix all day, I couldn't do that. I'm just not wired that way.
So basically, it's take advantage of the time that we've got to do.
Try to make things better if you can.
Yep. And I think that's one of the reasons that we went on and brought back another season of this too, is because we have the time, but we enjoy doing it. And if it entertains you once a week, that's fine. Can bring some fun stuff there. I mean, we don't plan on the show getting heavy at all. So but we appreciate you guys being here. And again, we're going to put links to the Embrace the Boom in both the YouTube and the Facebook comments, because we are live every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube and Facebook. And of course, the replays will stay up too. And we hope that you engage and continue to comment and share and subscribe and like. And I think that covered it.
All that stuff.
All right. Until next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Kevin.
I'm Bill.